it to the very end. Don't turn your back on the dad pack. Don't turn your back on the dad pack.
Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the pretty face padre, the dime piece daddy, the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Murphy.
Honk if you hear me, baby. Let's go.
Look at them guns. Must be eating.
And he is the perpetual mid-Carter and the two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bocephus.
Oh, we got a new Cowabunga this week. Oh, man. Day 902. A modern-day Maharaja shirt.
Very nice.
Now known as
Very
Brian.
nice indeed. Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast, and tonight we have returning guests. These guys were an absolute blast to have on last time. We've been on their show quite a few times. The one and only Men's Health Unscripted, Patrick and Cam. Sirs, how the heck are you?
Oh, the wrong fucking way with that. We all jacked up.
We're like, what?
It's hard.
Way to start it off.
We are fucking doing spectacular, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Fucking great, man. Long day at work, but left work, picked up the kiddo, went and got ice cream, so all is right with the world.
And I gotta start off with two apologies here, man. One, I'm sorry I didn't make it to your guys' Father's Day special. I was a little bit dealing with a little bit of bull crap, and the other apology has completely spaced my mind. So let's just keep it at one. I can't remember what else I was going to apologize for, so we'll just stop with that.
Keeping it short.
Yeah,
Mr. Cephas, you're always welcome. You know that.
yeah, but hell
I
yeah.
tell you what, dude, it's already been like quite a week at work, you know, how I say it's been a week. But I don't think there's anything right now that could bring me down with the, light at the end of the tunnel of Iowa on the cusp here.
It's been keeping me going all week.
Yep.
So where are you guys going? Or
Iowa.
what show?
Wrestling Revolver, Cage of Horrors, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is coming up.
Yep. That is on Saturday. We are leaving early Saturday morning, and I cannot wait. I know it's going to be a good time, man.
How far is that drive? Are you guys flying?
About 9 hours.
No, we're from Ohio, dude. We drive everywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Why fly when you can drive 14 hours?
Yeah, right?
Me and my brother, when we went to WrestleMania 39, we flew out to LA and drove back, dog. We all about driving around this motherfucker.
Fuck that.
That's what we do, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Revolver. They've got a great Instagram presence, and they really they doll it up pretty well. It seems like a nice indie to go to.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and all those reels you see on their Instagram, it looks so good because of our dude Tusslemania, man. I mean, you look at their stuff they put out, and you can tell it's got its own little signature on it. That's the Tussle effect, man. That dude knows what he's doing.
Also, the guy who shot our intro.
Intro video. Same guy.
I was gonna say I was watching that. That shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah.
Production value right there.
We're trying to step everything up a little bit at a time, man. Before you know it, we're going to be a full-fledged, legitimate business.
It's gonna happen, man.
I feel it just takes time.
So, in light of, we were talking about how it's kind of been a busy ass week and everything like that. And I think I saw you guys posted something about it the other day. What, in your guys' opinion, is the best way for a person with such a busy schedule to relieve stress? Is it something that you got to find your own way of doing it, or are there just little things that you can do to help yourself out?
Combination of that, I think. So, the classic thing you are always going to hear is you got to find something that you enjoy doing. But let's be honest, at a certain point, I think for probably universal most guys, the shit you enjoy doing does become like another task you have to fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know if it's like I got out and was doing some stuff, and it's been like 12 years since I got out of the military, but now like all the stuff I used to like to do, it's like, fuck, man, I have to do more of these fucking tasks. I have to do more fucking checklist shit. But some of that stuff still holds up. You know, you enjoy being outside, going out, getting some fresh air, getting a walk, getting out in that sunlight. Let's be honest, we all need some D in our life. And like a lot of pacey motherfuckers, I mean, not outside catching the D. So get out there, get some vitamin D going. It's always nice and calming. But the small stuff, also big. Let's be honest. You come home and trash is stinking. Yeah, it's no chore you got to do. Take that shit out. But then when you come back and the house smells a little less shitty because your trash is out, you feel a little better.
Yep.
You're accomplishing something.
I just yell at one of the kids.
That works.
I gotta tell you, man, I agree with that angst and the things you love. We were just talking about that before we hit live on the show. Putting on a wrestling t-shirt every day, as much as I love it, there's days where it's just so much just to put a shirt on. You know, with it being, you know, Men's Mental Health Month here in June, you know, it's perfect time to talk about this stuff, which is why we love having you guys on here.
Hell yeah. We so Cam and I actually recorded an episode the other day with a friend of mine who works at like it's called the Body Lab, but it's massage therapy, wellness, sauna, cold plunge, all that kind of stuff. I'm like kind of personally invested into it a little bit, and really nice kid. And we just had to clarify, like, yeah, maybe go get a massage. And then, you know, we kind of talked for a minute. We're like, well, on this podcast, not that kind of massage, like go get a legitimate one.
Hey,
Now, okay, you said cold plunge. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I've never done one, but obviously it's like it's the thing right now. Everybody's doing it. There's all kinds of companies selling at-home ones and stuff. Like, can I just throw some ice in my bathtub and rock and roll with that?
You can. I actually built one. I got like a horse trough and then bought like a little motor, and it cycles the water through and cools it down. And I personally like it. It wakes my ass up in the morning. Yeah. And I'm like traditionally a pretty like cranky, like when I wake up, go out there, hit the plunge. Actually makes me feel a lot better when I wake up. Yeah. So
have you ever tried a hot tub? It's way better.
It's debatable.
Coffee.
Hey, both extremes release things in your body that normally don't release. So there are benefits for both.
Have you guys ever done like a Nordic sauna where you go sit in a sauna for 20 minutes? Like, it's got to be electric or fire. I think you get the best benefit. Go sit in there and then go dunk in the, 50-degree or below water. And you do that a couple times, you get a little buzz. It's a lot of fun.
I say pass the F out.
Yeah. And like you sleep so good afterwards. I love doing it.
Well, I mean, where I work, we have steam ovens that cook our products. So it's extremely hot. And then right next to it, where they actually produce and can everything, is extremely cold. So I kind of get my own little taste of that.
Yeah,
that stuff's good for your body, man. It really, I mean, especially for me. I don't know how much you guys know about my personal issues, but I suffer with a lot of Crohn's related issues and stomach issues, and I feel like the extreme from hot to cold helps my body regulate and helps me keep going. Like even like in a digestive system wise, it makes my muscles tighten and then they loosen and they tighten and they loosen, and I don't know, it just promotes movement, if you will.
Yeah, making stuff move around in there, making your intestines move and stuff. All that is great for your gut.
Well, I think some information's come out that like that shocking sensation, that kind of relaxation you get as well from it, does kind of cause some like regulation and some of the chemical signals and whatnot in your body. So it could be rebalancing some of that shit out for the momentary the period. And we could probably try out in the future there, Pat. So well, Stevens doesn't know, but I relocated to Kentucky since the last time we talked, right?
Wow.
And I got an above ground pool in the backyard, and that bitch froze over the winter. So we can come out there, we'll build us like a sauna, and then we'll like smash the ice up and we'll just jump in there real quick. And if we don't die, we can, report some feedback on that shit.
Yeah, you don't die.
We need to talk about that because you're like not that far away to like we can reasonably get together and have a drink now.
Yeah. It's super easy.
I was texting Cam last night, just asking him for his work schedule, like how much notice does he need? I feel like we could plan like a pretty cool little, like a live and in person.
Yeah, we definitely could.
That'd be so awesome.
Like a big hut, like we'll just 5-way hug.
I'll tell you what, though, that would be fun in the winter with the frozen pool. That'd make for some good content, man.
Oh, it'd be insane. I got like burn barrels out there. We'll set us something up around
Yes.
this thing, get like a fucking Sonic steam going, and then we'll fucking
Totally
freeze
do it.
ourselves to the ice.
There you go. I love it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look into that. That's good stuff. And it's they do it a lot in Norway and Finland and stuff. And the University of Finland actually did a 30-year-long study where they followed these people. And there's, I think, 5 million people in Finland and 3.5 million saunas. I mean, they really take it serious.
Yeah.
And,
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, and they have a low, cardiovascular disease rate and things like that. So I mean, maybe there's something to it.
I can't tell you, dude, because like one of the symptoms I suffer with the most is I will get. I mean, we always talk about TMI stuff when we have you guys on, so fuck it. But I'll get a little backed up, if you will, and I'll feel real malaise, almost like poisoned, if you will. And if I do something like that, it makes me feel like I got all that shit out somehow. I don't know if it's the sweat or what it is, but I feel loads better. If I feel real sick, hot and cold make me feel better.
Oh yeah.
I've felt that I think we talked about this when we were on for the Father's Day episode with you guys, but I just started going back to the gym. It's only been a couple weeks, but man, I tell you what, just going to the gym for an hour after work and then coming home, I feel so much better. Like it's a like a decompression thing almost. Like if I had like a rough day at work, I can go there, knock out a workout, and I'm not going every day or anything like that, but the days I go, man, I feel so much better afterwards. And I'm not going and like killing myself or anything either, but you get a good sweat going and you come home and it's like a sense of accomplishment too. Like, okay, I didn't waste my day. Like I actually did something productive today too.
That's fucking it right there. So, as you're doing that workout, you're in the sauna, you're getting that sweat going, you're releasing the endorphins, that feel good. But then you get that accomplishment feeling that you were saying. Huge fucking thing for guys that, unfortunately, as we get older, we kind of will put on the back burner just because we have things in life. But as you get tasks done, whether it's like your planned workout or, you built your new fire pit, whatever you're doing, you get that serotonin bump. And we all love that happy chemical,
Yep.
We all strive for that shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, on Sunday, this past Sunday, I was went and did some Father's Day stuff with my parents and my daughter. And afterwards I got home and my place was just like, man, I've been putting off cleaning and this and that. And I ended up doing 4 loads of laundry and I vacuumed and I shampooed my carpet and like all this stuff. And I didn't get everything done I wanted to get done. But afterwards I was like, all right, we did good today, accomplished some shit. And I'm a master procrastinator. So I let shit pile up. But once I end up doing it, it's definitely clears my mental headspace too when I do stuff like that.
Mine's always laundry. I always have like 4 or 5 baskets or more of laundry like piled up clean, just but sitting in baskets and you're like slowly picking through it through the week till you finally get the gumption to actually like sit down and do it.
Same
But
here.
man, the feeling of accomplishment when you get all that shit put away and like, oh, well, in the morning, I don't have to go on a treasure hunt to find a pair of skivvies. A matching pair of socks at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I just did with all my wrestling shirts. I sent you guys some private chats about how I hung them all in my garage, and I have over 600. So to build racks and then hang 600 shirts on them is quite the time-taking task, especially when all your shirts were folded before. But now they're alphabetized. So I can't tell you how great that's made my shirt grabbing now. I'm like, oh, I want to grab so-and-so today. Let me just go to this letter, and that's so much more.
Would you say you're well hung?
That is something that's odd that I get hard from that kind of stuff too. I have my shirts organized based on like what their purpose is. And then within that like group, they're done by color. So it's like, I'm wearing like khaki pants today. Bam, I'm grabbing a red or I'm grabbing a black or something. And I'm able to kind of skirt through that shit.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I've got like, I've got clothes hanging up in my office over here. I roll into work with like real short shorts and a t-shirt and I get here real early. And sometimes I feel
How
like it's
short
weird
are your
'cause
shorts, Patrick?
they're very short.
You can see some balls sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Hoochie daddy shorts, if you
One
will.
out of each side.
He needs a hairnet around food.
He's like the one guy cutting the mesh liner out of swimming trunks just to wear it with his shorts.
Oh yeah, I come to work and like it's like the locker room. You know what I mean? I change clothes here. I hate wearing pants. I'll be honest.
Dude, I'm right
I
there
hate
with
'em.
you. I get
I
it.
hate pants.
I'm not a pants guy.
But it's unfortunate that it's such an important part of being in society.
It is, yeah. You got to find your ways around it.
I mean, if you do this for a living, you could potentially never wear pants ever again.
I'm not wearing
And no
pants
one would
right now.
ever know any different.
I actually, this is actually kind of funny. I had a Zoom call with a client, and then the guy was just polo on top, hoochie daddy shorts on bottom, and and I
This is
got
up
up and I
top,
was like,
birdie
"Oh
on the
crap, I got to
bottom,
go to
baby."
the bank," and I didn't think about it, and I like had to go take some stuff to the bank, and I walk and like the guy, the manager guy who's always there, he's like, "Huh." Like interesting outfit because I just forgot him in polo, and I was like, pants are the bane of my existence, dude. Just don't ask.
No, that's why I enjoy the winter months because I'm a big sweatpants advocate. I don't really care that much about the decorum of wearing them out in public. I will wear sweatpants out in public because I am all about comfort.
Man,
And
sweatpants
it's
are like
big gray sweatpants guy.
Oh, big gray
Showing the
sweatpants,
camel
yeah.
tail, huh?
That's right.
Mhm.
It's like a division sign.
It's the package. God delivered it, signed for it.
Yeah, they're the best. I love my sweatpants.
I do want to pop in here and say, like, this isn't for. I got a little diabetes tip that kind of came up. If you're really looking for like a natural, holistic solution to, I'm not going to say advanced diabetes, like let's say pre-diabetes, right? Or blood pressure, try some hibiscus tea, but you have to like do a pretty high dose. So like 4 tea bags if you steep it. I'm drinking some now. I don't have diabetes, but I think it's delicious. But
What's it taste like?
it's a little sour, like it's like a sour tea, but not like kind of bitter, just like cranberry kind of.
Okay.
Like unsweetened cranberry.
Not as hard. Like I fucks with hibiscus tea, but like it tastes exactly what you would think it was if you took like flower petals and put it in water.
Could you like sweeten it like some honey or something like that?
Absolutely.
No,
But I got to get one Men's Health thing out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
No,
wherever
absolutely.
it goes,
Why
wherever
you're
it
out
goes.
here, bro.
We'd be ashamed if you didn't.
Yeah, I like throwing out the holistic solutions, and this is, if it's creeping up or something like that, try like a quad bag of hibiscus tea in the morning, at night. Do a little bit more walking. There you go.
I gotta say, honestly, since the first time we had you guys on, I prefer, I guess holistic would be like non-pharmaceutical route fixes.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Depending.
I tend to prefer those, if possible, because one of my biggest takeaways from our first talk with you guys is, medicine's a thing, and you got to take it for some things, but it's not the answer all the time. It gets you to a point, and then you got to take care of yourself, type thing, for a lot of stuff. So I've been real big on trying to find natural, holistic ways, whatever, to make myself feel better, whether it's diet or whatever. So any tips like that you guys have, like for example, daddy juice, you guys recommended that. I love drinking that shit in the morning, man.
Love it.
That is like such an energy booster for me, and I love it. It's awesome.
Awesome. A lot of potassium in the celery.
Yeah.
That helps with energy. Good stuff. And I thought I was going to juice some daddy juice, not to do the full smoothie, but just juice everything and bring it. And I was like, you know what? Let's do something different. Like, let's do a different tip. So I did the hibiscus tea. I cold brewed it since yesterday. I have like a big jug. I put it in, cold brewed it, and then poured it out into my little sprinkles cup here.
Okay.
Very nice.
And but that's probably my like holistic tip. It's great for if blood sugar is rising just a little bit and things like that. You want to catch it early. It's It's good stuff. You just got to
So
drink like potent dose.
I have definitely benefited from you guys being on our show last time as well, because now I feel way more accomplished when I eat some beets. I get beets inside of my smoothies, go out of my way to get them in there, and it helps. And you guys sent us a little sticker package and it had a couple neat stickers in them. I try to abide by those tips, right? And the watermelon rinds I can get behind, but I don't know what it is about celery, man. Every way I try that shit, it tastes offensive. It tastes like a mean vegetable.
I dislike celery a lot.
I can't, dude. If you put it in my fridge, all my cans smell like celery, and I can't drink from the can anymore. I have to pour it in a glass because it tastes like fucking celery. I can't get behind it, dog. I just can't.
You know how happy I was when I went to a wing place and instead of offering celery, they offered me baby carrots. I was like, thank you. I despise celery.
I have a very interesting story about baby carrots that happened to me just about 2 weeks ago. I was eating my lunch at work, and I had a bag of baby carrots that I was munching on for my lunch. And I found out really quickly that apparently I'm allergic to baby carrots, or just carrots in general.
Really?
Because my entire body went red and felt very puffy, and I felt like I was 1,000 degrees. And I walked out into the shop, and the two guys that I work with were like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you look insane right now.
Are you on drugs? Nah, carrots, bro.
Dude, carrots. Like, it was the weirdest. Is that like a common allergy, or is that, I don't know. It seemed odd because, like, I've eaten carrots before. Like, is this just like an adult onset fucking allergy or what?
I don't know. I mean,
Could be, but like honestly, if you've eaten carrots before and didn't have an issue, were those previous carrots like whole solid carrots? Or were they also
They were just like raw baby carrots, like in a
no,
bag
the ones you've eaten and not had reactions to in the past?
I think so. Yeah. Like I mean, I've eaten cooked, raw, whatever, but I don't know. It was just odd. Like I just sitting there eating the bag, and then like I finished the bag, and about 2 minutes later, I'm like, wow, I feel like shit. Like it, like out of nowhere. Like it was just like, why am I feel like I was like almost like hyperventilating and shit? It was weird.
Are you gonna try them
feels
again
like shit
just to
when they
make sure
finish the
that-
bag.
What's that?
Are you gonna...
Everybody feels like shit when they finish the bag.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was very odd for something to be allergic to. I never thought carrots would be a thing.
You know, it
'cause
could have been something like in the bag that got on them. So
Yeah.
that's kind of more
True.
what I was thinking is like maybe you're allergic to something they cleaned them with or didn't clean them with or
Yeah.
That's
some
why I was going
pesticide
to
or who
second
knows.
what Mike said. Are you going to try again at least?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really love carrots that much. I had them, and
Did you die, bro?
Yeah. Well, I originally bought them for Emmy because she used to eat them like crazy, and she like wasn't eating them. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take these to work for lunch today, and so they don't go bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was weird.
I'm gonna say something that might be controversial to a lot of people, but fuck baby carrots. I fucking, like, those fucking
How
things.
dare you?
Oh, my problem with those bitches is that you got to think about like any other fruit or vegetable. Like, where's a lot of that nutrients going to be at? It's going to be in that skin, that outer level. So they take a fucking regular ass carrot and they grind that shit down so you get like a little heart. So you're just getting like the sweet little inside of it. You're losing a lot of like the external stuff on it. Fuck
Is that what it is?
Very true.
Yeah.
This
It's
shit,
not
I
actually
never-
a baby carrot.
Oh, I just thought they like robbed the mothers. Like they just had like this whole nursery thing. That, like,
Well, with all the genetically
I'll be right back.
altered
Just
food
kidding.
nowadays, you'd think they could like grow that shit in a lab or something.
Yeah, that's
but
what I thought. Like genetically engineered type shit. Like seedless watermelon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like seeded watermelon. You can't find them.
Yeah, I very rarely find seeded watermelon
Same
anymore.
with grapes.
Yeah.
People don't want it because they don't want to. You gotta.
That's part of it. You got to hock to it. You know what I mean?
That I was just saying that.
Spit on that thing. You get me?
Viral, man.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
For me, maybe this is making me seem like a closet freak. What's so fucking why? You know what I mean? Like why is that viral? There's been a lot more fucking filthier statements that deserve to be more fucking viral than Hawk Tua.
It ain't happening enough. That's what it is.
Not say,
Honestly,
how you
my-
say it.
My favorite is just the memes that have come out of it. Did you guys see the Tim McGraw one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Half Cherokee and Hawk Tua.
Whatever McGraw said.
It's fucking great.
I saw where Pat McAfee was doing something about AJ Hawk and Tua Tagovailoa or whatever the fuck his name is. He said, "Why is everyone talking about AJ and Tua?"
I got sent this earlier. I thought it was pretty funny.
We all be playing the fuck out of that video game.
Dude, that was one of the greatest soundtracks in video games, man. The
Really
Ace of Spades. Oh, so good.
Tomorrow I might, if I can get that video going, maybe I'll do like a what happens when you drink daddy juice and then just have her Hawk Tua.
Ah, that's it, Aaron. You gotta fucking
There it is.
hop on them internet.
Genius.
Gotta hop
Do
on
it.
the trend, man.
Hop on it.
That poor girl, dude. She's gonna be. I heard she had to like delete her or like.
Yeah, because everybody was trying to fucking message her and shit.
Well, I bet the unsolicited dick pics just like
Oh my
Right.
god.
Hawk you on this, babe.
Bit on this.
Whatever guy she's dating right now, he's like, you don't do that to fucking me.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Gene.
The fuck kind of shit is this?
Yeah.
Bobby.
No one wants to be that kind of famous, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool. You're like, oh, you're dick guy. Yes, I am. I'm dick guy. All right.
A little different for guys, though.
Yeah. Oh man,
Oh, shit.
that's
Maybe
been such a trend. That's been
Maybe you get
good
dick
for
pics,
her.
too.
Maybe not.
It's
Hey, hopefully it leads to money. Hopefully she's on Colbert and shit like that. And
She'll probably
Yeah.
get paid to make podcast appearance or something.
Oh, yeah.
hey, we'll interview you, Hawk Tua girl. Come to the Dad World Order show. We'll interview you.
I mean, she's getting a merchandise line out of it, so she's definitely getting something.
you seen the Hawk Tua 2024.
Hats and stickers and t-shirts and shit. Yeah.
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah.
That's got my vote.
Now I want to make a Hawk Tua thing with them running for president. AJ Hawk and Tua Tagovailoa.
That'd be great.
I wish I could say his name. I've tried.
So you guys were on our show for our Father's Day special, which is always
Yes.
amazing, and I hope it's just a thing now. But
Yes.
Us too.
we recorded that before Father's Day, so how were your actual Father's Days?
Mine,
was
mine
fantastic.
mine
My
was
life.
good. Spent time with family and got to spend the day with my kiddo. So couldn't be happier with it.
Swimming and eating.
Hell yeah.
We actually went and saw a movie, and again, I have older kids. My oldest is 23, 20, and then my youngest is 16. We all saw a movie together, and right before everybody's following me as we're walking in, I get to the door, and I'm about to open the door, and I close it real quick, and I turn around to everybody, and I say, I have no idea the last time we've all seen a movie together, and I have no idea the next time we'll all see a movie together. So this moment is not passing me by. So I want to thank you guys, DWO, for helping me be conscious of moments like that and stop and smell the flowers, because I definitely had one of those moments on Sunday.
It's
Love
important, man.
That's awesome.
Gotta,
Great
you gotta
day.
love the moments we're in. Right now, my kids drive us crazy. My two youngest, my 10-year-old, my 6-year-old, they want to sleep in our bedroom, and it's the silliest shit ever because they want to sleep on an air mattress at the foot of our bed, an air mattress that we use for guests and shit. You know what I mean? And they just want to bring the air mattress in our room, and they want to sleep in our bedroom and watch TV with us and pass out in our room. And it drives us crazy because we want our, alone time and our private time. And I want to wake up at 4:00 in the morning and not have to worry about stepping on children. But God, it's so hard to tell them no. It really is, man. Because when's the last time they're going to be like, I want to fucking sleep in their room? That's nerdy. You know what I mean?
You guys are their best friends. That's
Right now, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I
at least
mean,
I can use some of this like viral stuff for your benefit. But like, listen, kids, I'm trying to get some of that spit on this thing. All right.
Mom, why does Dad keep saying Hawk Tua?
Dude, I actually have a similar thing. Like Emmy's got her own room, had it, painted for her and everything as a Christmas present, got it all done up nice, and pretty much every night I can think of, I'm like, all right, time to go to bed, and she ends up just climbing in my bed, and I don't have a king size bed or anything. It's a queen size bed. I'm a large dude, so like there's not a ton of room to begin with. She's 8, and I'm like, can you just sleep in your own like full size bed? Like you have a giant bed. And then you think about it like that, and you're like, man, one of these days she's gonna be like, I don't even, I'm just gonna stay in my room and ignore you. So I'm trying to just be happy that she still wants to be around me.
Yep.
One day,
Yeah,
all
her
the
buddy,
messes
dude.
they make will be cleaned up for the last time.
Yep.
So.
True that.
That's a real dad moment right there.
It's like sad and oddly threatening.
Yeah, it is.
She makes so many messes too. It's insane.
It's insane, dude. You could literally have the cleanest house in the world. They come home from school, and in 45 seconds, 3 rooms are dirty. Like, what are you doing? There's a backpack here, shoes there, Capri Sun here. Jesus.
Oh, dude, my cleaning day on Sunday, like doing laundry and stuff. I'm like, all right, let's get all the dirty laundry together. I made her get all the couch cushions and take them off. The amount of clothes and socks of hers that were just shoved down in between the couch cushions from her coming home from school and just ripping her stuff off and throwing it. Dude, I had half a laundry basket full of clothes shoved into my couch.
It's
Like,
great.
The entire time I'm like, why don't you have any socks? Where do your socks go? I found them. They're in the couch.
Damn that couch monster.
Couch monster, washing machine monster. It gets the best of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm glad like that we had a real good like dad moment just now, and that you guys had an awesome Father's Day, because that's what it's all about.
It really is, man. And it kind of scares me that knowing one day they're just going to be adults, and like, I don't know, like there's the chance. Don't get me wrong, my kids are going to talk to me, but there's always that chance that they're going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to go live on the West Coast and never call you like I should. You know what I mean? That's just like, well, I've spent all this effort raising you up, and all these points in soccer that we worked on training, and all these everything else, and now you're just fucking off doing shit. Like, that's the most terrifying thing, man, because you spend all this time, and it's I find myself having emotional issues thinking about it, but you spend all this time raising these babies, and then they go out into this world, and even though you raise them to be as smart as possible, some drunk dude in a car could take them away from you. You know what I mean? And that's it's terrifying. It is one of the most terrifying things to think about.
And now you know why parents get mad when kids come home past curfew.
Yeah. Or I used to, like, my dad, so quick story here. When I was like 17, I was dating this girl, and we were active. Both our parents knew this. They were just kind of like shutting the door on it, right? But we were all about each other. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't really keep us away from each other, but they also didn't make it easy for us because we lived 26 miles apart, right?
Ooh.
And my dad wouldn't take me to go see her this one weekend. I was like, Dad, I want to go see her. He's like, well, go fucking see her, Jim. He's like, why don't you just walk up there? And I was like, well, I could take my bike. He's like, sure, Jim, just go take your bike. Go ahead and go. Well, he didn't think I was fucking serious. So I got up that next morning, and I was a 16, 17-year-old boy, and I wanted to see my girlfriend. So I rode my bike 26 miles from Hamilton to Germantown, Ohio. And when I got there, my girlfriend's like, where have you been? Your dad is freaking out. He's drove back and forth 3 times. He says he has not seen you anywhere. You got to be dead. I'm like, what does he expect? I told him I was going to do this, you know?
That's like the come over, my parents aren't home, and like whatever ridiculous. You know?
He was like, say less, and looked at his bike.
Essentially.
Well, no, I think we all done some shit like that. Like that same kind of shit when I was in high school too. I was dating this girl. It wasn't 26 miles. It was probably only like fucking 10 or 13. But yeah, snuck out in the middle of the night, rode my bike over her house, fucking fell asleep in her room. Yeah, fucked up. Woke up and it was like 6 o'clock. So of course you wake up, it's fucking daytime, and I forgot to turn my alarm clock off for school, even though it was fucking Saturday. So my fucking parents are like blowing shit up. I get back to the fucking house. And yeah, my alarm's been going off for how long it was. They went in there, shut it off, and saw it there. Fuck my shit up.
So
I tried to sneak on MacDill Air Force Base.
What?
My girlfriend in high school. Yeah, because like she lived on base. And my high school was like right by base. So I just tried to like one night she's like, "Oh, can you come over?" I'm like, "Well, you got to come to the gate to get me." And I don't know. I don't remember why. But she couldn't get because it was like far, right? I mean, it wasn't like a driving thing. Or not a driving thing, but then you're a kid, access to car, whatever. And I was just like, I'm just gonna come up to the base. I'm just gonna like walk up to him, let me on base. That was like a big no.
I'm supposed to be here, sir.
Yeah. I was like, guys, I've been here before. My girlfriend lives on base. Like, just let me on.
I'm the general, actually. So move aside.
These are not the androids you're looking for.
That's right.
Yeah, MacDill's like real serious too because they have Central Command there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're like all kind of stuff going on.
I'm good, guys. No, I'm good. Fuck off.
I'm good.
Well, I'll tell you that while we're telling stories about doing shit we probably shouldn't have. In high school, I was dating a girl that my parents were not happy I was dating, but I would still go over there and just tell them I was going to, a friend's house or whatever. And one of the days that I did that, I had the genius idea of telling them I was going to my friend Brandon's house. Brandon lives in my neighborhood, like 30-second drive from my home.
Easily.
So I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, first of all. But I went over there, and her driveway at her house was like you drove in, and then it was like a quick 90-degree down turn. And when I pulled in, I guess I didn't turn enough, and my truck ended up going like teetering on the side of her driveway. I had a little Ford Ranger. And I was like, fuck, I have no way to get at there was no I can maybe no, my truck's like teetering on the fucking subframe, just like, oh, here we go. And I was like, I gotta call my dad. And it's just gonna compound because A, he's got to call a fucking tow truck to get my truck out of this driveway, and B, I'm not supposed to fucking be here. So I called him, and it was not a fun conversation. It was very much I'm not mad, I'm disappointed thing. But yeah, he came, and tow truck pulled it out, and I drove home, and I never talked to her again. So I learned my lesson from that because my dad was very much not happy about that. But yeah, that's how my awesome 16-year-old brain worked. I'll just tell him I'm going to Brandon's. He won't check 30 seconds across the neighborhood.
That's back to the point that we were making to begin with. It's so scary because you were just trying to hang out with your girlfriend, dude, but you really,
right?
You know what I mean? You could have, so much different shit could have went wrong. You could have flipped your truck, and even
exactly
the smallest thing, you could have literally lost your life, and your dad would have been like, I told him, you know what I mean?
That's what they really cared about. They didn't give a shit here, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they cared about, me lying and going where they didn't know I was going.
It's such a difficult struggle to allow your kids to do shit like that too, in a way, because they kind of have to make the fucking mistakes for themselves.
Yep.
And you gotta kind of let them be dumbass kids like we were. It's hard, man. It's a difficult job being a dad.
Yeah, it seems like it. A lot of my buddies that are dads, they're all, they've gone gray.
Dude.
Oh,
yeah,
buddy.
Oh wow.
Silver Fox.
It's coming.
Silver Fox daddy, baby. Woo.
I know Michael's got it.
Not
Yeah,
only
he can roll his eyes.
He's the resident veteran.
Hey, you know what, man? There's good times and there's bad times with anything, but it's all worth it. My girls are both adults now, and we've had our falling outs and coming back togethers, and we're all in a real good spot right now. And I'm really happy with where we are. So
Good.
yeah, at my wedding, there was a moment when we were at a rehearsal dinner, and I was sitting next to my father-in-law, and I just kind of had this moment watching my daughter, because my daughter was our flower girl, part of our wedding. And I remember just like asking him, like, how the hell did you let me marry your daughter? Like, how did you let me come around? He's like, man, he's like, you just gotta raise your kids the best way you can and trust that you gave them enough knowledge and good intentions to pick somebody that's worth a shit. And he's like, and my daughter picked all right. And I was like, ah, thank you. Like,
Dude, I'm telling you right now, ever since Emmy has come into my life, every wedding I'm at, when I watch the father-daughter dance, I start crying. It's inevitable. It happens. And because I'm just like, that's probably going to happen one day. And she's this big, and I can't think that far into the fucking future, but man, it gets me every time.
Post Malone has a new song he just teased on Father's Day. She's Not Yours. And it's literally a father's point of view song. And it's kind of like that I Loved Her First country song with a little more.
God.
That
one
it'll
gets me every
melt
time.
you, dude. It'll melt you.
Every time.
Yeah.
Or the My Little Girl by Tim McGraw.
Butterfly Kisses.
Holes in the Floor of Heaven.
Oh, dude, that would
God.
fuck me up, dude. Don't let me think about my grandma. Oh, man.
Getting deep on the
90s
Dad
country
World
was
Order
a
podcast.
mofo, dude.
Man,
Crying's good for you, man. I could be having
really
Hell
every
yeah,
day
it
in the
is.
world, and I'll make myself cry just sometimes to make sure that I know that there's bad with the good,
There's
Right.
definitively songs I cannot, like, I love to sing songs. I sing to my windshield all the time. And I know there's songs that I can't make it through because, like, it just strikes a nerve and, like,
Yep.
just get you right there.
Sometimes it's not even sad songs, man. I don't know if you guys listen to modern country, but Luke Combs just dropped a new song about he had a brother that died in California called Where the Wild Things Are. And in the chorus, it's hey little brother, and the way he says it, it's just is the cadence that my sister would say it. And now every time I hear that, I feel like I just instantly think of my sister, and it's supposed to be kind of a happy song in a way, and I'm fucking it's rough.
Dude, Luke Combs got me with a song too, which it's one that me and Emmy have kind of deemed it like, our song or whatever. It's Even Though I'm Leaving, which is technically about like a son and father, but it's still like it resonates with us, dude, and it gets me every goddamn time. Every time.
Amazing though, like how music can translate like that. Like the artist can write the song with the certain person or theme in mind, and the millions of people that get to hear it, like it means something completely different to each and every one of them.
Yep.
That's so freaking cool, man.
Well, and for me, I don't want to get, too into, dissecting it or whatever, but in the song, it's, even though I'm leaving, I'll always like be there with you, basically. And for me, that resonates because obviously I'm a single father. I've shared custody, so she's not always with me. She's with her mom half the time. And that's something like every time I hear it, I just, always tell her, like, even when you're not with me, like I'm always with you. So it gets me every time.
I tell you what, this next generation, man, with dads like us, I feel like if the more that this positive mental health stuff gets shared, we might heal a fucking few scars here and there, man. I mean, none of this shit was talked about with my parents. My parents didn't talk about how much they love their fucking kids. I don't know if they did, to be honest with you. Nothing against my parents. My mom loves me now, but when she first had me, you know what I mean? They weren't ready. Neither one of them was. That's why my grandparents fucking raised me, And it used to hold fucking angst to that, man. But sometimes you just got to realize they were people too. They just made
dude,
mistakes.
I feel like I have. I'll say this, and I'll end up eating my own words here sooner than later. Is I feel like I have a much better grasp on being a parent, like being like more self-aware and conscious of things than I did when my kids were little and your guys' kids' age. And and you get a lot as your kids get older, like what the girls are with how Mikey is, and like, well, you didn't do that for us, and you didn't do this, you did you didn't treat us like that, and you did this when we did that.
I
It's-
learned from you.
exactly. Exactly.
We're all just trying to figure it out. We all didn't ask to come here. We're all here with no instruction manual.
Yeah.
Sometimes the mistakes we make affect others, and sadly, sometimes those others are our children, and
Mhm.
it's a pain that's like just recently. I text you guys.
Yeah.
I,
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah.
I yelled at Lincoln. I yelled at my son, and he instantly started bawling, and I felt so bad, and I apologized. And it was just me and him because my daughters were out at that concert. So it was just me and him, and we were laying in the bed a couple hours. I don't even know if I told you guys this part, but a couple hours after all that, and I felt terrible, and everything was fine. He had forgot all about it. Right before we went to sleep, he said, "Daddy, I had the best time hanging out with you tonight." And it was just like, damn, he didn't even register that I yelled at him.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I
dirty
mean?
water under the bridge.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. It should have made you cry.
Man, it's crazy because thinking about like our generation, it was probably like, I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm so much more sensitive to my
Right.
child's feelings for sure.
You're crying, huh?
No, I had to.
Not crying yet.
I had something similar with Emmy the other day. She was, I had to ask her to. I think it was like just waking up in the morning. I had to ask her to wake up like 5 different times, and by the end of it, I'm like, "Get up!" Like But of course, the 5th time I ask her to wake up, she's thinking, "Oh, Dad's asking me to get up for the first time today." She doesn't remember the first 4 times, but I was, to get her out the door and everything, and frustrated, and like I could tell she was like visibly upset that I like raised my voice at her, and I'm just like, God, I'm sorry, like come here, and I'm just like, it's so hard to balance because like you can't just do whatever you want, but also you don't need to be a hard ass about everything.
Yeah.
It's important to explain that too. I feel
Yeah.
like when I do yell at my kids, I will explain to them like, I'm sorry,
Yep.
I didn't need to yell at you. I should have approached this in a different way, and you should do that with how you think about things. You know what I mean? It helps. It really does. If I would have had somebody say that shit to me as a kid, I probably wouldn't have gotten half the fucking fights I got in growing up.
Yep.
And I got in a lot.
And I try to do that too. Like if I do get upset or yell or raise my voice, like I try to make her understand. Like, do you understand why I'm upset right now? Like I'm not just yelling to yell. Like this is what happened. Let's learn from this type thing. Like I always try to make it a teachable moment, as it were.
Damn it, guys! You guys got us talking about being dads, and look what happened.
No, I think
Oh, damn,
it's
that
awesome.
was about us.
Fucking learning this is bullshit.
No, it's awesome. It's good to hear, man. Like it's nice because like, I didn't have a dad. I know kind of Cam shares that thing. And so seeing you guys do it and make a difference. Right. And I'm like kind of similar to Cephas. Like my grandparents helped out a lot too. And that's like, that's being raised kind of differently too. Cause my grandparents, like for a large portion of my life, like, they're like, hey, we think of you as our son kind of thing. And that's really nice that they kind of swooped in and helped out. Like, divorces are tough. My mom had a hard time and my dad kind of had some issues. My dad, like classic going out for some cigarettes and never came back kind of thing, And so to see you guys doing it, I mean, that's kind of what Men's Health is all about. Like you're actively making that change for the next generation. And then, they'll probably, hopefully like keep pursuing it. They pass it down and keep being more like mentally conscious and self-conscious about how they treat people. And it'd be great.
Mm-hmm. I can totally relate to that. I mean, I just recently in the last couple of years rekindled with my dad, who I hadn't seen since I was like 11 years old, and just stopped showing up one weekend. Him and my mom had beef, whatever. But my grandparents definitely stepped in and made sure that I didn't want for anything, and they were like parents to me. So definitely feel it, man, and that all that stuff, man, shapes how you how you become an adult and how you want to be a parent. At least to me, it did. Some people would use that as an excuse to be an asshole, and for me, it was motivation to be a better parent.
that part right there. You always have people that take advantage of that stuff. So it's always like a rough area to talk about, but like we all have trauma in some kind of form. Like something happened, and some people, they have it worse off than others. They get worse situations, but it doesn't give like you the ability, or you shouldn't even like the right to kind of put your trauma on top of others. So it's always kind of nice though to take responsibility for it. That's like the real development step. Like that's what the purpose of going to therapy and counseling, all this stuff is to be, is they'll take some responsibility and then build from that. And that's what we all hope our future generations do, is like they take what they had and they build better from that. They do themselves, and hopefully their kids adjust us by it.
First step to solving a problem is admitting you have one in the first place.
Oh, accountability is everything, dude.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we talk about that a lot on the pod. It's kind of funny. And it's
everywhere.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, it's crazy too, because it really it can be very disruptive to people who don't like being accountable. They just like lock up and freeze or something. Just it's crazy. And it's hard. Some stuff is like really difficult to be accountable for. And because it's always easier to like, point the finger, oh, I got screwed over here, this sucks, kind of thing. Sometimes things are out of your control, but I think accountability gives you the ability to kind of get back on the horse too. Because like you're always going to get kicked in the nuts. I mean, that's life, and it's just like how many times you get back up from it. That's really what it's all about.
I mean, even like it just what's criticism, constructive criticism. You know what I mean? And that that even accountability at that measure is good to have. And just knowing areas you need to improve in. I feel like that's not in most jobs that I've been at. There's that's not there. No direction as to, hey, you need to work on this or work on that or anything like that. Like give me something to work on instead of just coming down, when it's, at its bitter end or whatever.
Well, everything takes work that you care about, man. I mean, people think when they're younger, they're going to meet a girl or meet a guy and it's just going to be rainbows and butterflies forever. I saw a meme today and it had two old people sitting on a bench at a beach, and it said, together for 40 years. I wonder how many times they've forgiven each other. And it's just like, it's
Hopefully
so
millions.
true.
Hopefully
It
millions.
takes work. It takes work. You can't just, that's why we have our meetings too. We've never had really any disagreements as a trio, but that's because we also pre-address things, and we approach it like a business almost in a way. You got to approach things with almost a professional mindset to make sure you get results.
Yeah. As long as everybody's transparent.
I mean, just have open a line of communication. You know what I mean? And just as long as you can. And again, it's everything is, just not what you say, it's how you say it, and it's as long as you're willing to take that critique, and be like, okay, I need to work on this, or maybe I need to look at what I'm doing, because I've had that before, man, with coming home angry from work and not even realizing that I'm coming home, with that stank of, not liking my job on me.
Yeah.
And, the wife and the kids are like, God, man, you're kind of a bear to be around, and not even knowing it, that's awful. Like I felt so bad that I was doing that to everybody around me.
But that's growth, Mike. That's what that is. We've talked about this personally. We talked about this, on the show. That's what growth is realizing, fuck, dude, I didn't even realize these implications of this butterfly effect I'm causing. You know what I mean? That's what strengthens relationships, but it's also what will break relationships if they don't address it. You know what I mean? If you're constantly coming home and you're that negative thing, it makes a difference. Just the same way that I have started every single day at 7:35. I text my children and my wife just something positive. You know what I mean? And then, like today, I told you guys I just recently broke my nose, which I thought I was done breaking my nose for the rest of my life. But I was pulling on a tugger piece, and the tugger slipped, and I literally punched myself in the nose to the point where I made my nose bleed. So today, I texted my son, "Don't break your nose." And apparently, according to my wife, that tickled his fucking whole day. He was like, "You not to break my nose. I better be careful."
I actually have this app on my phone. It's called Motivation, and every day, well, one like every time on my lock screen it has some little like positive message, and even like incorporates my name into it. So it'll say like Mr. Magnificent into things. So it's really great. But every day at 9 a.m. it's like the positive message of the day. And sometimes, dude, like, and people at work, I share them often. I'll get it, be like, huh, and I'll share it. And then people like start looking forward to it, like, what's the 9 a.m. message today? And it either hit home for me, like it's almost listening to me, or somebody around me is like, damn, dude, like that just ties right into my day type shit. Like, and I just think that's so cool, man. And I've even got my son and his group of friends that download it just because they have that positive message there in their life.
That's
good,
dope.
man.
I'm
I kinda
always
wanna-
pushing them boys.
Speaking of bad dads, not really that any of you guys are bad dads, but how about, and we haven't talked wrestling too much, so we gotta just get a little bit of wrestling. How about Shane McMahon? You think he's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
AEW? Like,
Dude.
I
that would be kind of cool.
And
I
then,
don't know.
and
It
then
depends on where he's doing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, a couple big spots.
Eric,
McMahon's
you're-
back in wrestling, baby.
You're muted, Eric. Oh, there's a reason.
There was a meme, or somebody had made it a while back, and they had Vince McMahon is all elite.
Yeah.
The
He
Vince McMahon stuff. What did you guys think of the Vince McMahon stuff? Like,
Did
did
you
you
read all
guys read the text
the-
messages?
not
Did you
even
go
a little
through
bit
any of that?
surprised. Not even
No.
a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, it's yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised. I wouldn't think that he would have his own group of toys that he had named after
Named
his
after
fucking wrestlers. That was a little fucking surprising. But I guess
Over
the
the Papa Shango.
yeah, his favorite was Shawn Michaels.
This one's Andre the Giant.
The Bob Backlund.
Were they Clone Willies? What's going on here?
Oh,
You know?
Clone of Willie's. Oh no.
Oh man,
So here's the
That was-
deal.
Watch out
Pal,
for Andre.
sign your new
Shit.
contract.
I'm gonna need a copy of that.
I need a copy.
I was reading the text messages that he was sending, and oh man, when he was like, "Oh, the tech guys are gonna love you," you know, the guys that work on the tech, we call them the tech guys. Just like reading how like a boomer old billionaire text was like. As awful as it was hysterical.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it's-
dirty old man.
Oh,
I'm the tech guys.
Remember, you look at the story with Rita Chatterton, and that shit happened in 1994. In 1994, right before the bodybuilding shit, she came out and said, "Hey, he made me do a to get a job, and then didn't give me the job." And everybody was like, "Oh, no." And then it
Vince
comes
would
out,
never hawk to somebody.
oh shit. But I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, it wasn't very much of a surprise. The details were a little bit surprising. The fecal matter was definitely a moment where I was like, I guess, you know, it's funny. I have one Vince McMahon shirt in all my wrestling shirts, right? And it says, "This is such good shit." And it's like,
oh, it's good shit.
was it, Vince? Was it such good shit?
I'll tell you something, pal. That's good shit.
I can't. Listen, to each their own. You do whatever you want. But
Yeah.
If it
What
involves
a
poop,
crazy
I'm out.
thing.
poop is not for Cephas.
Yeah.
No.
Poop is for the toilet.
Especially old 70, 80 some year old man poop. Like,
Ugh.
Bro, and how much meat he eats?
uh-huh.
All them protein shakes.
He was making a different kind of daddy juice.
Gross.
Oh man.
Boys, we're
Mini
off the
Mac.
fucking rails.
There
Well-
was then there was, oh man, the memes like right after that were so great too. They would have like people coming out and playing the Vince McMahon "No Chance in Hell"
Oh yeah.
song. Oh man,
Dude,
and now
Vince
just like
This McMahon should have been canceled like 15 years ago when he dropped the N bomb, like
Yeah.
on his
true.
show. Like, I was seeing it like somebody had reposted it, and I'd forgotten all about it, and I seen it, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, ECW Vince McMahon might be closest to like the real, like who he is as a person.
Yeah.
That's one of my
He's
favorites.
just ECW
He's somewhere
Vince.
in there. They say
Do-rag Vince is just a neat boy.
your real personality ramped up to 110. No, I think it's just spot on. He's all that.
Yeah. Vince.
Fucking
It's so
Vince.
crazy too, like looking back, like just as a kid watching that wrestling.
He didn't do the hard R.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think it matters that much, but yeah.
I don't think it matters.
No.
I think that's some shit we all could fall into, though. Let's be honest. Like, if we, like, let's say our respective casts become like super famous, big things we're able to wrap in a corporation that we're the CEO of, president of in like 30 years, they're going to look back at some of the shit, especially some of the shit that we've said that's now recorded all the time, and be like, yo, look at this motherfucker. Look at this fucker over here calling people faggots and shit all the time. What the fuck?
Lucky
is
for
that?
me,
Bro,
I'm
hey.
old, and all the dumb shit I did was pre-cell phone. So
I'm just thankful that MySpace went through that problem where they deleted all of people's shit, because I had like all kinds of fucked up. There's a picture of me holding a Chris Benoit on a toy noose, like, and I had that on my page, and I'm like, wow, thank God the internet deleted that. But now someone's
God,
gonna
I never
find
made
it.
it to the WWE.
Somebody's digging through right now, like fucking hack mining that shit out.
So you
Yeah.
guys, I gotta show it off. I always like showing it off, but you guys didn't see this the last time because I didn't have it. Intercontinental
nice.
champion for life, dog.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Hence the
Yeah.
perpetual mid-carder.
All right, so I've been tattooed kind of on the stomach area before. How vulnerable do you feel?
Do you have drug life on your like in Tupac style across your
No,
stomach?
I should. I should.
No regrets.
But
Yeah.
no, it's like ribs, stomach area.
That
And
shit ain't fun.
I will tell you that is like the most vulnerable you might feel because you're kind of curled up in a weird position.
Yeah.
You've got it like, I mean, and my tattooer, like he holds my leg down and he's getting in there. But just feeling your insides jiggle
Yeah.
is it's just the weirdest feeling in the world. And it's a very odd level of vulnerability that you'll never feel unless you do it. Like it is, it's so creepy and weird. And then when it hits your rib cage, it just sucks the air out of you. You can't even breathe. Like normally, I'll go get tattooed and I'll get in a good breathing rhythm, and then he'll ding a riblet or something, and it's just like boom, it hits that nerve, and you can't. It's just your air is gone.
Not to mention the nerve clusters that run through your chest. You'll be getting tattooed on your rib cage, and it'll feel like he's on your nipple. And you're like, why are you tattooing there? And
Dude, that happened to me when he did my chest. He was like up here, and it felt like he was just on my nipple.
Like, what are you doing?
Time.
It's not supposed to be there.
Yeah. That and
sternum.
Sternum, that was a fucking religious experience, dude. Holy shit.
See, everyone asked me what my most painful tattoo was, and I will say that the belly was rough, but this little guy jumping on a trampoline right here, that felt like he had a tiny flaming chainsaw, and he was like, "Nyah, nyah, nyah." It was the worst
That's so
searing
weird.
fucking pain in
Because
my
you had to go
palm.
so deep because the calluses there on your like that part of your hand.
I don't know, dude. It didn't seem like he was going ham. You know what I mean? It just seemed like regular ass tattooing, but because I had just gotten this owl done right before I got this done, so I sat for this whole owl, no problem. He started doing that, and I'm talking to somebody. I'm like, like, what is that?
There's a lot more like nerve endings and sensors and stuff, and like your hands because you're like dexterity, touch stuff. Like you're not feeling shit out with your shoulder, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I got a fun tat story. So my mom hated tattoos for a long time. Like just, that's just that generation.
My mom
And,
still does. Yeah.
Yeah. And so during COVID, when everything was shut down, it was like July of 2020. I mean, it was all fresh shut down. I had like a key to my buddy's tattoo shop, and it was like he gave it to me for my birthday or whatever, but I knew how to set up machines. I've like slapped a couple on people, not well. So sorry if I got you, but
Is one of them MJF?
Yeah, did you do MJF's tattoo?
oh man. Ankle tats are such like frat guy things too, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I got my mom. I was like, "Hey, mom, I want you to like do this. You got to do something for my birthday." My mom's an artist, so very skilled artist, knows a lot of different tools and machines and all this stuff. And so we go to the shop, and I set up the machine, and I said, "I want you to put a tattoo on me." And my mom's like favorite shape is a heart, and so I made her put a heart tat on me, and it was super cool because it's like you get a tat from your mom, but the guy who owns the shop was in the other room. And my mom's like, okay, like she set up, she's ready to go. She's like, how hard do I push to get this kind of to stay in there? And he walks in the room, and I forgot what like tool he was saying. He was like, have you ever used such and such before? And she goes, oh yeah, I've used that before. And he goes, just like that. And she turns on the tap machine and just goes like straight in and goes all the way in. That like, it's a little hard on my ankle, and it's super jank. It's in there. It's super bulletproof. And it's like it's cool because it's from my mom, right? But
she tattooed the veins in your ankle.
She like carved this like heart out of my skin.
Bone.
It took like no lie, took 7 or 8 weeks to fully heal. Like it would crust and like fall off, crust and fall off again, turn shiny, crust again. I mean, it took forever to heal. Like I just had a heart carved out of me.
7,000 years from now, they find your body and they're like, we don't know exactly what this gentleman did, but we do know that on his ankle he had a heart-shaped tattoo.
Right.
We're like, oh fuck, that's Pat.
It's awesome. It's like it's this big, you know what I mean? And my mom actually had so much fun. It changed her perspective on tattooing. She's like, okay, this is a really cool shop. Like it was a great bonding experience for us.
That's awesome.
And it was just so funny because I remember looking at him. I'm like, son of a bitch, dude. And I knew what he was talking about. And I was like, no, it's not that. You don't push that hard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So she
My
would do it.
I grew up with my grandma, and my grandma was incredible. She's like Happy Gilmore's grandma. Like no matter what, everything I did was awesome. Like I came home at like 16 with a tattoo, and she's like, "Oh, it's really nice." You know, I started trying to grow pot plants in my bedroom in high school, and she's like, "What's that?" I was like, "It's a science experiment." And she's like, "Okay."
He's really good at
Pinky, Mike.
Meanwhile, if I ever take pictures with my grandma, she will stand behind me and put her arms over mine as to cover up as many of the tattoos as she can, so they're not in the picture. There's an actual.
How tall is she?
No,
Yeah.
like dude, I have this picture. It's me, my mom, my sister, and my grandma. I'm sitting down, and my grandma is standing behind me, and she just arms like I thought she was just like, oh, loving grandma. And then when I go to look at the picture, I'm like, she's just trying to cover up my fucking tattoos. Like, I mean, because her hands are like straight out, like that, like all the way down my arm. I'm just like, God damn it. It's funny.
Oh man. Yeah, my first tattoo was a little bit ridiculous. I got the Dukes of Hazzard's car, like jumping over a bridge and like cop cars wrecking into stuff. Like my tattooer did a real cool tat. And it's like my whole back, and people are like, that's your first tattoo? And I was like, yeah, you got to go big or go home. I mean,
Hold on, dude. Please show. Yes.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, dude. It's a whole back piece. It wasn't a whole back piece, dude. I mean, come on, though. That's fucking.
Cephas has got to show my favorite tattoo on him.
Which one's that?
You know.
Oh, my wiener? Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Does it say go big?
Do big things.
Big things. Love it.
That's
dude.
amazing.
So you talking about my wiener, Eric?
No, not your wiener, the one on your leg.
did you guys see it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I got.
So this is my favorite tattoo on Cephas.
Go shirtless.
Fuck it. We're going
Okay.
shirtless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off my pants too. Let's
I don't
do
know
it.
if
You can see
see
it.
it or not. It's kind of hard.
So okay, you can't really see it. So it's Patrick Swayze as
As a centaur.
with a centaur body, and there's a speech bubble coming out of it that says road horse. And I think it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. I remember the first time I saw it, I'd like, you have a tattoo on your leg of Patrick Swayze as a centaur. It says road horse. Yes, I do.
I vividly remember the first time you saw it, because just hearing you say that, It's like it just got the more you talk, the more ridiculous it got. And he just goes, yeah.
Sure do.
Here you go. I just found the photo of it. Let me
Shout out to my buddy Jesse. I went up to see him in Nashville. If you're at Mellow Mushroom.
That's a lot more artistic than I thought it was going to be, too. I thought it was going to be like a 2D, like, Jackassery type one.
No, he's got the little fucking bow tie and everything, man. And he was behind me like, what the fuck? Like, yep, that's what you think it is.
It's like,
Listen, man, I like weird shit.
right there with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, people are always like, "Oh, I got this tattoo because my grandma died in 1471, and she loved hibiscus flowers, so I got this and this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I got this fucking little guy jumping on a trampoline because it's fucking."
No, my next one
Pokemon.
I have. My next one I have planned is definitely a just because I want it. It's a slice of pizza with massive tits, and it's two of my favorite things in the world. So
I gotta show my wiener off.
SVP.
I got a little cheese
My
coating.
daughter's right over there.
here.
Awesome.
I love showing people my wiener.
This podcast has degenerated in ways I never thought, and I love it.
We are Dad Generation X.
It's like dad talk.
Really positive health stuff.
Wieners, boobs,
Wieners. Man,
Wiener boobs.
So
bunga.
my buddy Jesse in Nashville got a clam tattooed on the inside of his arm on like the divot of his elbow over here, and when he opens and closes his arm, the clam does it.
That's
It is
fantastic.
it's so funny. And like
That's
I saw him
awesome.
one day, like we were hanging out or whatever. I saw him talking. He was moving his arm. I was like, dude, did you get a clam tattooed on your arm? He's like, oh yeah. He's just like doing this with it.
Yeah, my little trampoline guy went viral on Twitter when I first got it. I was like, oh, okay. That was my first viral post ever was that particular little guy.
Yeah.
Love that.
I screenshotted this podcast and we were like, tune in to the DWO podcast and find out why I'm shirtless and
Why
possibly
Patrick doesn't have a
pantsless.
shirt on.
Why is Patrick nude? Tune into the
Why is Patrick's shirt off and Bo Sivas showing us his wiener?
That's men's
We
health,
gotta-
guys.
that's
Come on
the
now.
That's the screen capture we need. We need the subtitles of you guys seen my wiener, and then you shirtless and look.
Oh God. Fuck, man. If Hawk 2 would have went viral a day before, that would have been the fucking thumbnail we'd have used.
You're right.
You know
I
what?
don't
This
think
is
it's too late
exactly
to
why.
hop on the train.
This is why I picked Cavemen with Beats, because I was like, we're just gonna be a bunch of guys talking gosh stuff and like unga bunga type shit.
Yeah, cavemen with beats. That's us.
It really is too.
God bless AI.
a tale of two podcasts, because the first half was very, thought out, and this is so nice talking about health and being dads, and then
Dad
Tattoos and
Generation
trash.
X.
Tattoos and white trash stuff.
Yeah. Fucking suck it.
Feel like I'm in 8th grade again. Just what a fun time. Just what if like imagine if you guys are parents back then, and I mean you guys like wrestling, but maybe the average parent who didn't, and they call them up. Yeah, little Jimmy is here telling everyone to suck it.
I'm sorry, what?
It's almost as bad as scissor me daddy ass. How many kids are getting in trouble for telling their teachers to scissor them?
dude, when that first started, Emmy loved that. Like anytime the Acclaimed came on screen, she's like, Dad, this. And she thought that the catchphrase was hilarious. And I was like, you can't say that at school, right? And she was like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's a bad word. I can say scissor me daddy, though, right? And I was like, no,
that's even worse.
The ass isn't the bad part.
The ass is the best part of that statement.
I was like, just don't say it at all, please.
I remember when those guys were like really starting to get over, and they hit that, and they got Billy Gunn and just started running. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever, and the pops were just
Oh,
Like
dude.
the one in
ridiculous.
Chicago, dude.
You've
Yeah,
got like
remember All
grown
Out?
men. I
Yeah.
love it. You got grown men sitting in an audience, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it over though?
It's over.
I mean, like, I don't mean over as in wrestling over, but is that hype of them over?
Oh, I think there might be a definite lull now.
Yeah.
I think everyone goes through that, no matter who you are. I mean, even Cody's suffering from it right now. But I think Cody, I don't know how much you guys, which by the way, because you guys have told me a million times to watch it. Me and the wife officially started watching The Boys. But
Yes.
I feel like Cody's
So
going to go
good.
Homelander. He's going to go.
Dude, he has to. Now
has
you
to.
understand the reference.
He's
Because-
going to go super evil, and it's going to go slowly. And I think it's already started.
But
I
he's
think-
going to think in his head he's the hero.
Exactly.
It's going to be
Exactly.
so good.
Do you think
Exactly.
it's
Got
gonna-
the outfit.
I think he was saving the heel turn because he everybody in AEW wanted him to turn heel, and I think he knew he was
He
going
wouldn't.
back to the E.
Yep.
And I think he's been saving this heel turn and running the Homelander gimmick for a while.
Because-
And
You know, as soon as Roman comes back, he is going to be babyface, whether he wants to be or not.
white hot babyface.
Yep.
Cody's going to lose that title, and his hair is going to go black, and he's going to be a whole new American nightmare.
And like, let's be
dude.
honest, wrestling's better when a heel's on top.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just
It
you
is.
know, having a babyface champ is good, and they can make it interesting, but having a guy that you just hate and you just want to see get his ass kicked, there's just
Yep.
there's something about it.
A
Yep.
heel champ is always better, dude.
Heel champ
Always.
is everything.
Mhm.
People bitched about Cody losing and that he lost too much and blah, 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 blah. Dude, you guys, Stone Cold Steve Austin may have been a 4 or 5 time WWE champion, but he wasn't champion for very long runs. He didn't hold that shit for a year. You know what I mean? He didn't need to. You know what I mean?
They don't all have to be long runs either. Like, I'm not saying it's got to be hot potatoed every 2 months, but not every title run has to be a year plus.
Yeah, when a storyline fizzles out and the crowd isn't behind it anymore, dude, like, move on. Like, feel the room.
Oh, by the way, Cheese and Bud Heavy won the tag titles. POW. Tag titles.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I gotta say, the funniest thing, the funniest thing about it is they only had one ladder that could reach the belts, and they completely destroyed it in the first 30 seconds of the match.
Well, did they get like chicken fight, like one on top of the other? Like,
So what happened? They had to like retwist, I think, one of the the stands, right? They had to retwist it back, and then at the end of the match, when they were supposed to finish it, they had both refs and his tag team partner holding this
the
ladder, and it's just shaking. And Cheese is like, he's a heavyweight guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's up there. He's not one of the guys that you think, oh, he should probably be on top of a ladder.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. And he looked great doing it. I'm not taking
Hell
anything
yeah.
away from him, but he doesn't look comfortable. I don't think any of us would, but he doesn't look comfortable on top of a broken ladder that 3 people are down there holding. And then, so the first belt comes down and he goes to pull the second belt and it won't go.
Oh,
And the ladder's
shit.
shaking more. And I'm like, please, Cheese, just
Yeah.
Don't
Just be
$1 million
okay.
baby. that
Well,
shit.
hey,
Yeah.
congratulations, Beer Cheese. We love to see it.
$1
Love
baby.
Beer Cheese. They crushed it. That match was great too. A lot of tables for an indie too. Ton of tables.
Tables, ladders, and cheese.
Tables, ladders, cheese.
Oh my!
Oh, and he knew I've never seen him do this before, but he broke out the string cheese.
What?
Really?
He threw the string cheese into the crowd.
I would have been so happy to catch one. Like, yes.
I
Yeah,
want to catch it with my mouth though.
Yeah, but I say little cheese wieners has come up the air.
yeah, long way too, long way. Cheese right
Swallowed
here.
it one bite.
Cheese is
Well,
gonna
boy.
tune in and be like, "This is like what's
That's
going on?"
naked. They're talking about taking it the long way.
You eat cheese sticks for the shape.
Hey.
And we're like, yeah, so what? Who cares?
Well, boys, we got us an easy hour and a half already with you guys.
Yeah, some beach.
We talk all night.
Yeah, you guys are great guests. We definitely, I feel like every June for sure we need to do show swap. I really butthurt. I missed our appearance on your show, but it is what it is. But every June we definitely need to keep this up. You guys are great people to talk to. We like having you on the show because we know we don't have to really prepare for a show with you guys because we just ask questions on whatever we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, you guys made an impression on us. I know I talk about you guys a lot, and I share, just the fact that, we have, have you on our show, been on your show, and are associated with you guys. And, it almost is kind of a cool thing for us. So.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys
much
definitely hawk to your ways into our hearts.
Right on that thing.
You get me?
Right on that thing.
Hell yeah.
How many people have ended up shirtless on your podcast? Is this
I think
the
it's
first?
first time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't even ended up
Absolutely.
shirtless on my own.
The
podcast.
amount of wrestling talent we've had on the show, and the first guy to be shirtless is a pharmacist. Gotta love it.
Right. Show us your tattoos. All right, fuck it.
Yeah.
The
We need to start making that a segment with
Right.
whoever
Church
we have
versus
on.
spins.
Shirts first.
the guy who owns the building I'm in for the office, like I'm on the phone with somebody and I can't hang up, and I had my dad shorts or my baby daddy shorts on or whatever. I'm getting out of my truck and he's backing up and he looks and he goes, and I am like tattooed down to my legs, and he's like, "Is that a tattoo, man?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That looks like it hurt." And I'm like, "Actually, that wasn't that bad." And he just goes like, "All right," drives off.
Should have seen the other guy.
Great.
Yeah. I will. You know what's weird too about, to go back onto tattooing, if anybody's never had their butt tattooed, that's weird.
I've got mine
Like-
tattooed.
Dude, I would
It hurts like more than you think it would.
See, I don't know.
I
if
wouldn't
maybe-
even be that scared about it hurting. I just know what my flatulence are like, and I would be so scared about ripping ass during an ass tattoo. And I don't want to put that evil on anybody. So
I got
we're
pies
gonna
on
keep
my
that thing caged up. You know what I mean?
I have 2 pies on my ass, and it didn't. I feel like everyone's nerves are different because, like, the back of the leg didn't hurt me, but my tattoo artist, it hurt him like crazy. It wasn't too bad, you know what I mean? Same for my butt; it didn't hurt me. I barely felt it. I don't know if I just don't have a lot of nerves on the back of my ass, or what it is, but I don't know. It was worth.
I have a very sensitive ass. That hurt like crazy.
What'd you get on your ass?
I just have like some Japanese tattooing and stuff like that. I got my dog right here.
That's accurate, Doug. Chemical
Right here.
warfare is a good name for my
That's-
fucks.
Dog. He's like he's like a biomech dog or whatever, but on the side I got some other stuff. And it kind of like just cut, like, touch it is on the ass a little bit. And it hurts so bad. And that's another really vulnerable position because you got your
Cheeks in the wind.
tattooer, like you're curled up in the fetal position and you got your boy like up in your ass. I mean,
Sorry about
And-
that.
I just remember
What
sitting there
happened?
and, "Don't worry, I don't want to be here any longer than you want me." And he's just like, just getting the hell. I
That's
gotta
like
get the
one
hell
of
out.
the few times you don't want to hear that Hawk too.
Yeah, you definitely.
That was so good.
No.
We had a girl. This is definitely a TMI story, but this show's already been off the fucking rails, so why not? We had a girl come in the tattoo shop once and asked if she could actually get her actual hole tattooed, her asshole, and that's impossible. So she went with the next best thing, and she got around it tattooed, and it was for her boyfriend. It was basically a ownership tattoo, if you will.
Aw.
That's so
And-
sweet.
I'll never forget, dude, coming in the tattoo shop and she's on all fours on the thing with her ass in the air, and my tattoo artist is just tattooing right on her brown eye, man. I just remember I didn't know nothing about it, and I come in like, what the fuck is going on in here, dude?
I feel like you need to get some clamps and like have it, twist it, spread it, because like holding it open and like there's got to be some kind of contraption for that.
That's
right?
crazy. That was like the whole storyline of this Hallmark movie we watched.
That's how you get pink eye. You're
Man,
one.
that's
just little toot
you know
away
what?
from-
Shout out to her. That's dedication.
Yeah, right.
One little toot away from visiting
what a
your
pain in
local
the ass.
pharmacist for some antibiotics.
That's right. Jesus Christ. Thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been awesome.
Yeah, this has been a blast.
We love having you guys on. We need to make it more frequent for sure.
Yeah, let's not wait so long.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Frequent check-ins.
So yeah, as always, we've been the DWO podcast. I am Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He is Wrestling T-shirt guy Cephas. And these guys are the one and only Men's Health Unscripted podcast, Cam and Patrick. Love these dudes. As always, you can check us out on all the socials at DW_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok at DW_pod. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Please, it helps so much. Buy some merch.
Come meet us in Iowa this Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to be in Iowa, man. So if you're there, make sure you come say hi. We're friendly people. So
just leave your cheese sticks in your pants.
That's right.
Shirts are optional.
Yeah, if you see us in Iowa, come up and give us an old, haktua. We'll know you watched
Me
the
and my
show.
wife will be there.
Not literally, just say it to our faces.
Unless you got a really good offer, then
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll talk about it.
$20, $20.
$20. True that. All right. Well, hey, until next time.
Off rails.
DWO is like, this is going downhill too fast.
That's cool.